Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chtib Zhang Show, episode 52. In today's episode, we will be looking at week 17 of the NFL. Well, coming down to 2 weeks left in the season, a lot of playoff seeding implications now. A lot of games are involved. But as always, before you jump into the episode, we have to talk about our sponsor of the episode, Hot Streak Fantasy, the best in-play fantasy app on the market. Pick 2 or 3 players in the NFL, NBA. Watch your favorite teams and watch them make you some money. Hot Streak is matching your initial deposit as a bonus when you use promo code Hot Sauce. Get Hot Streak Fantasy app now. Every week, we'll say a quick, easy way for sports gambling. If you want to bet on the NFL while you're watching your favorite team, go ahead, do so. It's every minute. New stuff comes up, and you can make some money doing so. So get on that Hot Streak Fantasy. Eric, before we jump into the episode, roll it. Welcome to the Chtib Zhang Show, episode 52. Eric, in today's episode, like we mentioned, week 17 of the NFL, week 16 passed. We did that last week. Pretty good on the predictions, I'm pretty sure. I think only a couple wrong. And then there's the Monday game going on still between the Dolphins and Saints. But yeah, like we said, week 17. A lot of playoff implications, teams trying to push for wild card spots, teams trying to win their divisions or their conference. So a lot of important games, and we'll go through them, see who we like, what favorites or upsets potentially that could happen in this week. But yeah, as usual. So I believe the first one, Eric.
Eagles. So the first one is Eagles versus Washington.
The Washington football team. Eagles versus Washington. NFC East match. Doesn't matter for the division. Cowboys already clinched the division win with that one. Yeah. But Eagles 8-7, holding on currently to a wild card spot. Washington, their playoff hopes are practically done at this point. Eagles coming off a 34-10 win versus the Giants. Dallas hammering the Washington football team 56-14, absolute slaughter. But yeah, this is technically a must-win for the Eagles now, Eric, as the NFC wild card is heating up. A lot of teams trying to make it in. As we know, Eagles, like I said, they're holding on to a wild card spot. However, I know there's teams outside the playoffs like the Saints, Eric. They're 7-7. They need to. They're trying to get in. The Vikings are 7-8. Falcons are still in it right now, 7-8. But yeah, especially now the Eagles, they face Washington this week. Next week, they got to face Dallas, I believe. Week 17, they face Dallas. Week 18th, they face. So yeah, basically, they're not going to beat the Dallas Cowboys most likely. So this is kind of a must win. A team that they can beat. They get their 9th win. Kind of clinching their spot into the wild card. Hopefully, we'll see how many wins it takes going down the stretch. I know Monday's game is going to have a lot to do with it between the Saints and Dolphins, but yeah, I think Eagles depends, like I said, every week with Jalen Hurts, what kind of performance he gives you. But yeah, they should beat the Washington football team. I don't think this is going to be a close one. Eagles could cover 2. I could see them beating them more than they're under 4 favorites. I could see them beating them by more than that. So Eagles to cover and to win for me in the NFC East division matchup.
Okay, very similar for me. Obviously the Eagles, they just beat the Giants, and then on the other hand, you have Washington, who, if they had any chance of making the playoffs, they should have won last game, but now it's over, right? Yeah. They got absolutely blown out by the Dallas Cowboys.
And nothing much to it.
So not too much to it. I think Eagles are going to win this one. It's pretty weird to see, like, Eagles might have a chance. Like, if you told me at the beginning of the season that Eagles might have a chance, because they had Jalen Hurts, right? They're transitioning, right? And
rebuilding.
But even if you look at their team, like, there's not like it's still they're still in the middle of a rebuild, right? But it's impressive that they've been able to make it this far, and I think they'll go 9-7 with this win for sure.
Yeah, so it's a must win, though.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Tampa Bay versus the New York Jets. So this one you can go, but
yeah, I mean, this is not much to say. Obviously, Bucks coming off a big win versus the Panthers, 32-6. Jets coming off their own respective win versus Jacksonville, of course. Man, Bucks are under 13 favorites, Eric. I really think they can cover. I really think they can beat the Jets by two, even playing in New York away. I don't care. Brady, you got Antonio Brown, who came back, had a big game, 10 receptions, 101 yards. We know Leonard Fournette's out for the season. Mike Evans still on COVID-19 list. We don't know about when he's coming back. And yeah, I wrote the Jets stink because basically they haven't been good on both sides of the ball this season. They're still a young rebuilding team. They have the four different quarterbacks playing the position. So who knows? But yeah, Bucks are gonna absolutely destroy the Jets.
Okay.
So there's like really not much. We don't have to really get into it. Run, pass, whatever. No matter whatever how Brady and the Bucks want to beat them, they'll do it. Not much.
Right. Okay. So the next matchup is this one's a very close one because New Orleans, they need this win, right? So I have New Orleans versus the Carolina Panthers.
Yep. Saints coming off playing Monday versus the Dolphins right now. Going into so that game's gonna have a lot of implications headed into this game right now. Panthers coming off, like we just mentioned, blowout versus Tom Brady. Saints, we don't know when we're filming this, they're still facing the Dolphins. Taysom Hill is in COVID-19, Eric. So they're gonna have Ian Brook, rookie who was drafted 4th round, I think, from Notre Dame. He's in line to start versus the Dolphins. Versus the Dolphins this week, but next week versus the Panthers, who knows who's going to be at quarterback if Taysom Hill comes back, if it's Ian Brook. No matter what, I still expect it to be a defensive game for the Saints. That's how they've been winning their games this season, relying on their defense. They had Jameis Winston. He got injured. Then they started slipping. The defense had to kind of keep them in hold, keep them in check, keep them competitive. Saints are under 6.5 favorites. I don't know if they will cover depending on who's the QB. If it's Ian Brook, I don't know how good the passing game is going to be. If it's Taysom Hill, even with him as quarterback, mobile guy, I don't know if they would cover against the Panthers. But I feel like they're going to win this game, even if Ian Brook starts it. Panthers have been awful on the defensive side of the ball. And their offense is just, they haven't been able to figure anything out. Cam Newton starting or even Sam Darnold coming in. They haven't been able to do anything. So I think Saints, it's going to be, I don't think they'll cover because, who knows, with a late touchdown or something like that. Exactly. Even if they can muster some offense more than 6.5, I don't think so. So I'm going to take Saints to win, but not to cover.
Okay.
Panthers can maybe cover.
Yeah. The thing with this one is because on paper, it seems like New Orleans got it, but and then you think about the QB situation, right? So that's why I think it's probably the only reason why it's so close. And like the Miami game literally just started like a minute ago, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're filming it right now. So I feel like Miami's probably gonna win that. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm saying the Saints really have to win this game. So I believe they're gonna win this game.
I mean, yeah, they are 7-7. They're also trying to get into the NFC wild card right now, fighting against the Eagles, who have the hole on the last spot. So.
But no, because the thing with Miami, like a little off topic, but Miami's like they're going on a roll right now. They're hot. Now. And then obviously New Orleans with basically no QB right now. So so for this game I have the Saints winning, and I probably don't have them.
I think it's going to be a low scoring game. It's going to be a defensive minded game, and Saints D is really going to have to pull up if they want to get into the playoffs at this point. Facing the Miami Dolphins, and then you got to face the Panthers. That's 2 games you can win. Realistically, you can beat those 2 teams. They just got to show up though, the defense, because at QB it's a mess right now for the New Orleans Saints. But
talking about the Miami Dolphins, their next matchup against the Tennessee Titans. Well, this is gonna be a really interesting game because obviously we know playoffs for both of these teams. They're basically
this is huge playoff implications for Dolphins. They're trying to, like I said, make the AFC wild card, and Titans are actually trying to win their own division right now. We know the Colts are still in the hunt, very much in the hunt to win that division, just trailing them in second. But Titans 10-5. They just came off a win 20-17. A lucky win. I want to say this was kind of a lucky win versus 49ers. Jimmy G had a terrible game, wasn't himself. And he just couldn't get it done, and Titans came out with a lucky win in my opinion. But Dolphins, like I said, Eric, they're finding ways to win. If it's the defense that needs to step up, if it's the offense that needs to step up. And so this is going to be a tough game. Titans are under 3.5 favorites. I could see the Dolphins upset because right now the Titans, Their offense has been in question marks recently. Like I said, 49ers, not luck. I wouldn't say it's pure luck, but they got some lucky breaks, in my opinion. I still think there's
Yeah.
problems with their offense right now. Dolphins, this is going to have to be a defensive game for the Dolphins if they're going to want to win. Their defense
Yeah.
going to have to show up because we know sometimes their offense has been very inconsistent. But right now they're hot. The team's playing really well. But man, this is hard. We know the run game right now with the Titans has been in a flux with no Derrick Henry. Dolphins run defense has been pretty good. Man, Eric, I wouldn't. Oh, I wouldn't. I can see the Dolphins upset the Titans here. That'd be a big upset, but I could see it happen. I'd take the Dolphins. I'll take the
Okay.
Dolphins in this one. I'm going on a limb here and saying their defense is going to step up versus the Titans. I'm feeling it. Even that versus Titans at home. I'm going to take the Dolphins. Trying to
Okay.
get into the playoffs.
No, that's very fair. But the thing is, I think Tennessee's got this one
Yeah.
just because, but it's gonna be very close because if
Close.
you look at Tennessee, the games they've won, like they've beaten some really good teams, but they also lost to some bad teams, right?
Mhm.
So obviously, like they have players playing, so like it's their roster, right? But like we know they're a really good team, very well coached by Mike Vrabel. So I have them winning. It's gonna be a really close game. I feel like the game going on right now with Miami and New Orleans might have some implications. Like
Oh, yeah.
they lose, they're gonna want it more, things like that. But the thing with Miami is, like I like Miami, but I feel like all the games they've won, like most of them aren't that good teams. So they beating some good teams though. But it's just like I don't know if I don't know if they'll be that playoff team yet. They're it's tough to say because they don't score that much, and it's just like I just don't think they're at that level yet to make the playoffs. So I think Titans are gonna win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very possible. I think the Dolphins right now, their defense has really stepped up and really kind of
Exactly.
carried
Yeah.
them through this win. So, I mean, that's their mindset, the Dolphins. They know their defense has been the best part of their game. So I think they're going to rely on
Yeah.
it. Listen, Titans can very much win this game, but I'm just going to go. There's always upsets in the NFL, and I
Always.
got a feeling that this
Okay.
could be a sneaky one. If there were no upsets, we just all bet on the favorites, but there's got to be some upsets, and I'm
Exactly.
thinking the Dolphins could be that one this week. But next, I believe Pats and Jags.
Bro, there's not too much to say because we know the Jags at this point are tanking already. So
2-13, Urban Meyer's gone. The team's looking in the tank, looking for a new head coach. They come off a loss versus the Jets. Pats came off a loss of their own versus the Bills, who came out and played a really good game. Pats are under 15.5 favorites. I don't think they're going to cover, but they're going to definitely win this game. Pats have kind of gone to AFC favorites, Eric, to kind of, it's been disaster right now lately for the New England Patriots. Kind of stumbling here on a few losses, but this is a bounce back game. They could cover, honestly, 15.5, but I don't think they will. I think they're going to beat the Jaguars, but not destroy them by more than 16 points, basically. I'm going to go with the Pats. Not much to say. Defense has been good.
Yeah.
Jags aren't good. They're not going to show them any problems or trouble on the offensive side or defensive side. So, Pats all the way.
Yeah, not too much to say on this one. But the thing is, I think it's more last week. It was more the Bills. I played a really, really good game.
Yeah.
Than
they really stepped up.
Exactly. Because the Bills, obviously, I think they're going to win that division. Most likely will. So, no, that was a good game. Okay, but then the next one is this one's good. Indiana versus Las Vegas, but it's good. But
yep. No, this is definitely a good game. The Colts are playing great football right now.
Exactly,
They went from mediocre to now like this team could be a dark horse in the playoffs. With Jonathan Taylor. Running game, Raiders 8-7, Colts 9-6. Colts are under 7.5 favorites. Raiders coming off a big win versus the Broncos, keeping their playoff hopes alive. And Colts coming off a big win, like we said, Eric, versus the Cardinals. Jonathan Taylor had a big game. Speaking of the run game, Raiders, Eric, they got to stick with it. Josh Jacobs had 27 rush attempts, 129 yards, which pretty much was their offense versus the Broncos. But the Colts, Eric, they have a chance, like I said, winning this division, taking it from the Tennessee Titans. They're like on a bender right now. They're killing it. Jonathan Taylor's carrying this team. The run's carrying this team. And so I'm going to continue. They're at home. I'm going to go with the Colts. I'm going to say Jonathan Taylor. He wants that division banner, Eric. So he's going to make sure he gets it done. Raiders, their defense on the run side, Eric, not too good. So I'm going to expect Colts to take advantage of that.
So, yeah, same here. The Colts, very, very impressed. Hey, if you told me at the beginning of the season that the Colts were going to do this well,
Yeah.
everyone was like, because obviously with Carson Wentz,
Well,
right?
who knew
Right,
Jonathan Taylor was going to do this? Number one, nobody
exactly,
predicted that.
exactly.
So that's why,
So,
yeah,
but yeah, so the Colts, I think they're going to win this one. But don't, hey, the Raiders are coming. Like they need this win, you know,
they
because
do. They have to win this game. We're looking at the AFC
they're
wild
8-7 right now.
Yeah, and we know how troubling it is to get into the wild card. 8-7. The wild card right now, Ravens hold the last spot. They're 8-7. Chargers outside of the playoffs, also 8-7. Steelers
Yeah.
are still in the hunt, 7-1. Don't think they're gonna make it though, but still in the hunt. Yeah, this is a big game. Raiders lose this. AFC, Eric, you're gonna need 9 or 10 wins to get into the
Yeah, 9 or
playoffs. 9 or
10.
10 wins. So Raiders got to win this game to stay
Because
in the
look, if
playoffs.
Raiders win this game, both teams are 9-7. Look at the switch up. You
Yeah.
see it. Hey,
It would.
it's just one game, right? So, but
That's why it's a
I
big
feel like
game.
the game plan for the Raiders is just focus on Jonathan Taylor, but you can't do much, right? And their defense,
I mean, their defense, yeah. I mean, you have to pray you can stop Jonathan Taylor right now on defense. But they're right now for offense, Raiders, they got to stick to what worked with them right now with the Broncos because they're not a flashy team. The Raiders, whatever is working for them, they'll stick with, and that's been Josh Jacobs in the run game right now. He had a great game versus the Broncos. You have to try and attempt to establish a run game versus the Colts. You have to. If you don't, you're going to lose the game. If you're going to throw the ball all game. Yeah, they need to establish a run game if they want to beat the Colts. So Josh Jacobs, they got to show up. They got to show up for a chance to win.
For sure. And the thing with the Colts is they've always had, like, even last year, they had a really good defense, right? But the offense wasn't clicking as much, right? Even this year, like even Michael Pittman Jr. took a step up. Like, it wasn't clicking as much. But now this year with Jonathan Taylor, he's going crazy.
Yeah, well, even Carson Wentz hasn't really been that guy that they hoped for that he was in Philly early on. But it's been Jonathan Taylor in the run game that's really been carrying them. So I expect them to stick with that and win this one at home versus the Raiders.
Okay. The next matchup is very interesting one for you. I don't know.
There's a reason I'm wearing this jersey, Eric. It's because who they think gonna beat the Bengals, Eric. Oh my God. Chiefs versus Bengals. Chiefs under 4.5 favorites in Cincinnati. Bengals coming off a dominant win against the Ravens, 41-21. Chiefs pretty much doing the same versus the Steelers. 36 was at the 10. Steelers didn't do anything. Man, Burrow, 37 for 46, 525 yards, 4 touchdowns. No big deal. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Von Bell. They had a great game versus the Ravens. Man, this Eric could be a potential playoff matchup right now in the AFC. So who knows what the teams are going to want to show each other, in case they want to keep things in their back pocket, in case, in the playoffs, this ends up being a matchup. Like we said, Kansas City, Eric, playing great both ends of the ball, defense, offense. Something that they really struggled with last year was the defensive side of their ball. But right now, currently, the Chiefs are like the best team in the NFL right now, Eric. Offensively, defensively. But I could see the Bengals upset. It depends right now. There's injuries. You have Hill, who's on COVID. I don't think Travis Kelce was playing. Who knows what, their game status is going to be. This is a prove-it game for the Bengals, Eric. This is one of the AFC juggernauts, the Kansas City Chiefs. You can go out, make a statement right now if you beat them, saying that, hey, listen, Bengals are on the come up of the AFC. They can be, running this division in no time soon. So, both offenses are killing it right now, so I could see them both keeping up in a shootout. It's going to be the defense right now, where I think Kansas City has the advantage right now, where their defense is at. Still, Bengals defense has been the far best side of the ball for them, so it's going to be good. I could see the Bengals upsetting. If Hill comes back, Tyreek Hill, then you go to cover 2. You get Jesse Bates, the safety's all over him. Don't give him anything. Chiefs trying to clinch the AFC. Bengals are trying to clinch the AFC North. But I'm going to take the Bengals. I won't take the Chiefs versus the Bengals. At home in Cincy with the fans. They're hyped. So this is playoff football at this point right now. And we're trying to clinch the division. We're not going to give that up. So it's going to be a good one. They got to establish the run with Joe Mixon like always. And when they do that, they can throw the ball out deep to T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. But they got to establish the run first. They got to get Joe Mixon running early, establish a successful run game, and run it through there. And then, make sure don't let the ball, no long balls. Cover 2, keep the ball 10 yards, no 40, 30,
Yeah.
40-yard passes down the line for Patrick Mahomes. So that's what they got to do. A lot of cover two. Safety's got to play deep, and the defense got to
Yeah.
show up, pass rush, everything. But that's a good O-line over there. So it's going to be a good game. Good game.
This is crazy to think that the Bengals are even like this close to the Chiefs,
I don't know, man.
And if they win this game, statement game for sure.
Statement game
It
in the AFC. Statement game in the AFC.
shows that like they're definitely like true contenders, right? If they can win this game. And the Chiefs are definitely going to take this game seriously too, right?
Oh, yeah.
So if I had to put money on it, I'd say the Chiefs, obviously, but it's really close. Like I think it's going to be. Would they have it minus 4.5? I think it's
4.5. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be less than that. I think it's gonna be really. I think it's gonna be like a field goal. Like it's gonna be so close. But
man, I hope so. If they keep it close to a field goal, I'd be happy. Like just to do that against the Kansas City Chiefs, like it looks good for other teams and what you can do against them.
Yeah.
But this is a prove-it game for the Bengals. So hopefully they take advantage and they freaking send a message to the league that they're here, unlike the Steelers.
Okay, well,
has-beens.
Wait, what happened to the? We're not talking about that fantasy league we have anymore because I had T Higgins and he just went off. So that's why
that fantasy. I don't know that fantasy with COVID and everything. My freaking league, my whole team just shut down and everything. Christian McCaffrey out for the season. Thanks for nothing. Draft him second overall. Probably thought that was gonna happen. I was thinking it, but I decided to take him. And same old. So that's the year for me. It's over.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that because there's a good chance I'm going to finals.
Oh,
so.
Look at you! That's so
repping the Chtib Zhang show over here. So.
Yeah.
Okay,
man.
So next game, the New York Giants versus the Chicago Bears.
This is my God. I want to scoop my eyeballs out with a spoon, Eric. This is the type of game that would do that to me. Giants versus Bears. Both teams haven't been good all season. Giants come off a loss versus the Eagles. Bears come off a win versus the Seahawks. Yeah. Freaking Seahawks, man. Letting me down. Can't bet on the Seahawks anymore. Justin Fields, question marks with the ankle. Who knows when he'll be playing or if it's going to be Nick Foles. Bears are technically, Eric, on paper, the better all-around roster than the Giants. I think the Bears will cover. They're under 6 favorites. They can beat the Giants by the more than 6 points for sure. And they're at home. I'm going to take the Bears just because the Giants suck more than the Bears do. That's the only reason. Not because the Bears are good or Matt Nagy, nothing. It's just the Giants suck more. So I'm going to pick the team that doesn't suck as bad than the Giants.
Yeah. So this game is no meaning to this game.
Even Nick Foles can beat them.
Yeah. Like there's no draft. Like it's just who's going to get the higher draft pick at this point. So
exactly.
I'm probably just going to go Chicago. They'll probably win. That Seahawks win showed that like. Hey, they still have like that. They still want to win games, right? So, hey, good for them.
Well, if I was Bear fans right now, I wouldn't want to be winning these last two. Like, it's over. Like,
but it's not the worst thing to win.
No, it's not the worst thing to win. But the Bears, Eric, are just not good. So, what are they? They're 5 and 10.
Yeah.
So keep losing games right now. Keep losing. Just tank. You're 26. You got the Seahawks under you are 5 and 10. You got the Jets who are 4 and 11. You got Giants who are 4 and 11. Let the Giants beat you. Why not? Let them beat you, and just drop from 26 all the way to 30th. That's simple.
That's fair.
That's what I would do right now if I was Bear. I don't know. But then again, it could be Matt. It's Matt Nagy's. Was it his last game or is that their last game? Week 17. What, they have like 2 more games or something like that. I think he's going to do whatever the hell he wants at this point. Whatever he wants, Eric, he'll do. Even if it's not good football move, he'll do it. Okay. Run the ball the whole game, throw the ball only, whatever he wants, because he's not coming back next year.
Okay.
So that's
okay. So the next matchup. Okay, so we have the Bills against the Falcons. Falcons, obviously, they barely beat. Like they beat them 20 to. What was it?
Falcons won 2016 versus the Lions.
And I watched like a highlight. It was actually a really close game. We said it was going to be close. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. We didn't have them covering or anything like that. But Falcons 7-8 versus Bills, under 14 favorites, 9-6.
Yeah. Falcons coming off a win versus the Lions. Bills coming off a win versus the Pats. Big week for the Bills versus the Pats there, Eric. Just a great win for them. I took the Pats. I really thought the Pats would have a bounce back game. But Bills are trying to show me that they can be a little more consistent than I thought they could be. So they're showing that consistency and chemistry right now with their offense, their defense. Man, they could cover too. The Bills can cover too, Eric. I can see the Bills being the Falcons by more than 2 touchdowns by 14 points. I could see it happen. Will it happen? I don't know. There's still a question mark with the Bills' consistency. It's been, it's looked good as of recent, but now in a third game in a row, can they do it? Who knows? Can they demolish the Falcons by more than 14 points? I'm not sure. I like to think they can with Josh Allen right now, the chemistry. So I'll take the Bills to cover. I'll take them to beat them more by 2 touchdowns and to win this game at home. I'm going to take the Bills Mafia hype and everything, get them going, hopefully. Falcons, though, like they're trying to make the playoffs, but Eric, this is a big game for them too. So,
Exactly.
but they're just not good enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think the Bills just gonna win. I don't think they're gonna. Was it minus 14? I think.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So they
I
won't
don't think
cover.
they'll be. Yeah, I don't think they'll cover.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's it for that matchup. Moving on to the next matchup, we have San Fran versus Houston.
Wow. Okay. So Texans.
Well, this one's interesting. Yeah, the
Very
Texans.
interesting.
Yeah.
I was sitting here last week saying Chargers weren't going to lose to the Texans. Their playoff hopes. It's too important. They're trying to make the playoffs, but man, they got blown out by the Texans. The Chargers, who are still trying to make the playoffs, and that would have been big for them. That was basically a free win. They lose that, and so now the Chargers, they sit. What is their record? 8-7, I think, or something like that. The Chargers.
Yeah, 8-7.
Yeah, so they're 8-7. Wild cards right now.
Texans are 4-11.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't
Chargers 8-7. So this win versus the Texans would have given them 9 wins. They would have been in the wild card currently right now with a 9-6 record. So they lose. Now they're 8-7, sitting outside the playoffs. Eric, I had I couldn't understand that game. For them to get blown out by the Texans, it's like they went in there, totally overlooked, underestimated them.
Yeah.
And then just got how could you do that? You're trying to make the playoffs in the freaking AFC, which is you need 9-10 wins, and then you go out and lose against one of the worst teams in the NFL. So I don't know. The Chargers this year haven't been consistent whatsoever. Even they beat the Bengals, and then you go and lose against the Texans. I don't know. But the Broncos are Texans 49ers. The Texans 49ers won't do what the Chargers did. They're gonna come. Texans are gonna go into San Fran and lose this game. Texans aren't good. I don't care what they did against the Chargers. I overlooked them. 49ers, will they cover though more than 15 points? I don't think so with the offense, how Jimmy G played. It doesn't show me much confidence in them scoring a lot of points, but I'll take the 49ers to beat the Texans, hopefully, unless the Texans are trying to make a late push here with 2 wins left or 2 games left. Not sure what the point is, but yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This one, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna say the Texans are gonna win. I think
that'd be embarrassing.
Crazy shit's just gonna happen. Because the thing with the 49ers too, I understand they're a good team. I think Shannon's still their coach. Yeah, very well coached, right? And they've always been a very well structured team. Good defense, good everything, very systematic. But I don't know. Last week they didn't show much, and then the Texans showed me that I can beat the Chargers, And I think the Chargers are a better team than San Fran, and Texans are showing me, hey, they have good defense. So, hey, if I had to bet on
if I had to bet on this game, you bet on this game. You bet on the Texans.
If I had to throw
an upset,
$10 on a game, I just throw on this game. Man, but yeah, I'll say Houston.
This is bad because 49ers, they're in the wild card too right now in the NFC. They're 8-7. This would be a bad game to give up. Be 8-8, and then if the Saints win, that's 8. That would be very bad. So I think 49ers. But just they understand what's They understand what happens if they lose. How pissed their fan base is going to be, let alone if they miss the playoffs. So 49ers know what's up. They know what's on the line. I don't think they're going to give it away. Even if Jimmy G had a bad game versus the Titans, he's good enough to beat freaking Texans. And I don't know what's going on with the Texans, but let's calm down. They had one good game against the Chargers, probably because they got underestimated, and that's it. And then they're going to get slapped around by the 49ers. Okay. So, yeah, I'll take 49ers over Texans. Easy bet all day. Put it in the parlay, whatever you want. But I don't know if they'll cover. Don't bet on the cover. You can't trust Jimmy G right now.
Okay, no, that's fair. Hey, 49ers are most likely going to win, but I'm just going to throw the Texans out there just because I feel like it. But talking about the Chargers, next matchup, the Chargers
versus the Broncos.
Yeah.
Denver versus the Chargers. Chargers under 6 favorites. Eric, I'm shitting on the Chargers. Yeah, I have them winning this game. The Broncos offense to me has been abysmal as of recent,
Yeah.
Eric. They just haven't been able to get to 20 points recently. So Chargers should win this game. They're better defensively, they're better offensively. If they want to prove that, they're not they haven't proved anything. They are an inconsistent team, but if they want to at least try and make the playoffs here, Eric, they're gonna have to beat the Denver Broncos. If they lose
Yeah.
to the Texans and then the Denver Broncos, Eric, you can just imagine how pissed the fan base is going to be if they miss the playoffs off of these 2 games. Trust me. So I think Stanley, the head coach, knows what's on the line. I think the whole team, this is a similar game to the 49ers where, a lot of teams have this where they're in playoff spots, and if they lose, it puts them in jeopardy of missing the playoffs. So Chargers are one of those teams now where they're outside of the playoffs. They need this win. They need to have 9 wins and then hopefully win their last game to get in. But if they lose this game, Eric, it could be the end for the Chargers. And if you lost to the Texans and then your season is ended versus the Broncos, Eric, this would be a very bad look for the Chargers. Very bad. After I had them, I was high on the Chargers this season, especially.
Okay, I'm actually gonna flip the switch on this one. So I think the Broncos are gonna win this one. Not too much.
You're a big underdog guy today.
Yeah,
okay?
And I'm not trying to be biased from last week, right? Because there's a lot of recency bias in what I'm saying right now. But hey, the Broncos, they beaten the Chargers before. They won their last game against the Chargers. And Chargers they've been very inconsistent, right? And I don't know, even if you make the playoffs at this point, like they're not gonna be contenders, right? They'll squeeze in the playoffs if they can. But I don't think this is a year where they'll take that step up, right? But the Broncos, obviously they lost last week too, but I don't know. I feel it's gonna be a really close game, and I think if I had to throw it out there, I think the Broncos might be able to squeeze this one out. And they're probably they're 7-8 right now, pretty much out of playoffs. Yeah. If they go 9-8, maybe, but I'll just go with the Broncos just because I feel like it might happen.
Because I feel like it.
I feel like it. And, no, there's thought behind it too, right? Yeah. But Chargers most likely might win, but if I had to bet, I'd go Broncos.
Okay, this guy's trying to get a parlay that's gonna make him some cash, tonight.
For sure.
I wouldn't bet on the Broncos for sure right now with the offense the way they're playing. It just hasn't proved anything to me. But Chargers, Eric, I'm just saying if they lose this game, man. I'd be glad I'm not a Chargers fan. I'll say that.
But don't just know there's like 3 Chargers fans in the world. There's no one's a Chargers.
Exactly.
But talking about the other
No, you go ahead. No. I was
going to do a crazy transition.
You go. I was about to do a transition too. Don't let me take your moment.
Okay.
So speaking of Chargers, and the Chargers are.
Speaking about Chargers, the other LA team.
Oh my God.
Go with the Rams.
Oh my God, that was a great transition. that was some pro stuff. Rams under 3 favorites, I believe that's what it says for me, versus the Ravens. Yeah. We don't know who's going to start QB for the Ravens right now, Eric. Lamar Jackson's still questionable to return. They got the depleted secondary with COVID and injuries and everything. Yeah. But the Rams have been clicking these past 4 weeks, Eric. They've been balling past, on the offense, the defense side. So they're clicking. I'm going to take the Rams just because Ravens are injured and they're untrust. You can't trust them right now. So they're not trustworthy. And that's why I wouldn't bet on a team that's doesn't have their best players playing.
Yeah, okay. Same here. I have the Rams winning this one. It's a little biased just because I want Baltimore to lose, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Because a lot of their players are injured, which is very fair. Obviously, Lamar Jackson's out. So I don't know. The Rams, they've been clicking, man. Cooper Kupp's trying to break some records here. So, hey, we both said at the beginning of the season, like Rams are me a huge dart. Like they can be like up there this season, and that's what they've shown. A little inconsistent, but hey, they're starting to pick it up at the right time. So, I'm gonna have the Rams. I don't think it's gonna be that close. With was it a -3 here? I think.
Well, they can beat it by more than they can.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna win by more than.
So
3.
They can cover. Yeah.
Okay. I think they're gonna cover. I like what the Rams been doing this season, and hey, I'm excited to see what they can do in the playoffs because that's where it matters. And because Stafford hasn't. Well, when he was with Detroit, so
played
he
1 year. I think he had 1 year in the playoffs with Detroit.
But he didn't really get to show much. And now when Stafford, it's kind of sad to see the wasted. Like he's 33 now, right? So look at lost 10 years of like super high potential on a crappy team. So but I'm very excited to see what he can do now.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna score. They can throw the ball deep. Their defense has been stellar,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be a tough team to beat in the playoffs for whoever has to face them.
Yeah.
So,
You ready for another transition?
oh my
With the
god,
third.
am I ever?
Okay, so talking about Matthew Stafford and the shitty team he played on, the Detroit Lions against the Seattle
Because
Seahawks.
he played for the Lions. There
Yeah.
you go. Lions versus Seahawks. This is a toss up, but I'm gonna say give me the Seahawks. They're at
Yeah.
home. I'm gonna take Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll over Jared Goff and Dan Campbell. So and who knows there, Jared Goff in cold weather. We don't know what he's like. He's been playing in LA his whole life.
Yeah.
I know Detroit can get it, real nippy, but Seattle just snowed. We just saw a lot of snow
Yeah.
on the field in Seattle. So who knows what he's like in the cold weather. Yeah. I'm gonna take Seahawks just because they're the better. They're the better worst team in the situation.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Seahawks too.
These games are like these lower ones are just not important to talk about.
That's
These-
crazy that we're
these
talking
out of
about
the
Seahawks
playoffs.
as a we're talking about
I know,
Seahawks as a
man.
low team, right? I had a lot of potential.
I really thought the Seahawks could do something in that division. They're gonna have a bounce back year, but nope.
Don't forget, Russell Wilson was out for a while, so obviously that didn't help
Yeah.
either. But even when he came back, they weren't even that good either. But yeah, the Detroit Lions. It's weird with the Detroit Lions because in some of the games are actually close. They just keep losing.
Well, they're playing better football now near the end.
Yeah,
which is encouraging, I guess, if you're a Lions fan going into next season. But yeah, I think they're going to lose against the Seahawks.
Yeah, for sure. But hey, the next matchup. Oh, this one's really good. Dallas against Arizona.
Oh my God, yeah, Dallas favorites, rightfully so, under 4.5. I'm taking the Cowboys. The Cowboys are rolling right now, defensively, offensively. They just demolished the Washington football team.
Yeah.
So the Cards, on the other hand, are complete opposites right now. Cards hot offense at the start. Right now, their offense is struggling near the end of the season. Not the time you want your offense to suck right now. So I'm going to take Dallas to win this game at home as well. They've already won the division. This at this point is just a playoff-esque like game. This is an opponent that they can prepare themselves for when it comes to matter in the playoffs. This is an opponent that can get them ready. And the Cardinals have been really good, but right now have stunk. And I'm gonna say Dallas, how they're rolling right now, how they're playing. I'm gonna say they beat the Cardinals. Because Cards can't figure out offensively, and Dallas defensively has been pretty good recently. So I'm gonna take Dallas at home to beat the Cards.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I have Dallas winning 2 on this one, but hey, it's very interesting because if Arizona does win, which it could happen, right?
It could.
But most likely not. But it very much happen. I'd say I'd have it like 60-40 for Dallas. But yeah, if Arizona win this one, they're actually tied. Their records are tied with Dallas. So Arizona, because they lost to the Colts last week, and the Colts. Obviously they're running with Jonathan. We already talked about Jonathan Taylor and all that, but before that they lost to Detroit, right? So it's not the time to start losing these games, So if they really want to make a playoff push,
they'll make the playoffs.
No, not playoff push. I mean, like a
statement
a
or get
like
back on their yeah.
They gotta start winning these games, especially at the end of the season, right? Just to get it rolling, right? You don't want to get in that losing mentality. So this one's I don't know what to throw because I feel like Dallas I like what Dallas is.
It's hard
right
to
now.
bet against them right now.
So if I had to bet, I'd say Dallas, and I think Dallas.
Like Dallas, this pass rush right now. Dallas is Parsons, Lawrence, and oh my God, I forget their other defensive tackle or end. But their pass rush is like, I think even my dad was talking to me because my dad's a big Cowboys fan. He's like, this is one of the best pass rush defenses I've seen like since the 90s for the Cowboys right now.
Yeah.
Those 3 guys have been really good for Dallas, something that they've been needing. It was from last year was a good pass rush, and they have that now. So their defense is really taking a step forward. Offense, obviously, with Dak, all 3 wide receivers healthy. It's rolling right now. So yeah, Cards have just not proven it right now. And I gotta go with the team that's hot. I gotta go with Dallas. They're hot.
Because the longest time, their critique was, their defense sucks. Their defense sucks, right? And obviously Dak was injured for a while, but it was their defense sucks. But this year, complete change it around. Drafted Parsons.
At the beginning, a lot of Dallas
people were like, oh, they weren't too sure about the pick, right? With Parsons, hey, amazing pick.
He could win Defensive Player of the Year. He could
as a rookie,
could be in the division. Could be known as the best player in that division. Him and Chase Young. are killing it right now in that division. So yeah, I mean he's gonna be he's gonna
He's
be
gonna be
crazy
good.
good for a long time.
And then you
So
have Diggs,
wow,
who has what? How many?
11
11,
I think or something
11
like that.
interceptions, which is crazy.
So yeah, I mean the defense is cooking.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vikings versus the Packers. Eric, a good division rivalry. One of my favorites, Packers versus the
Yeah.
Vikings. Obviously the Packers have been winning this battle for a good amount of time now.
Yeah.
But since Aaron Rodgers has been QB, of course, in Minnesota, in Green Bay. But Vikings, Packers under 6.5 favorites in Green Bay. Eric, the Packers defense. This is one of the critiques with the Packers for years in the playoffs. Their defense not good enough to beat or to
Yeah.
perform against good teams. And right now that looks like the case. Their defense looks real beatable. And you know what they say? You never bet against the Vikings. They were sloppy against the Browns, the Packers. Vikings, however, not fully healthy. A lot of COVID-19 and injuries related stuff. So they're not full team. But I'm gonna take the Packers because I don't
Yeah.
I don't bet against the Vikings usually, but I think the Packers are always gonna want to beat the Vikings. I think Aaron Rodgers always likes beating the Vikings. They're at home now too in Lambeau Stadium, Lambeau Field. So whenever you're playing at Lambeau, it already gives you an increased amount of odds of winning the game for Packers.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Packers to beat their division opponents in the Vikings.
Okay. But how crazy is it that the Packers are top in the NFC right now? They're
Not
the
that
best team in the
crazy. Oh, best. Well, I wouldn't have been surprised if you told me Packers are the best team in the NFC right now. I wouldn't be surprised.
no, not even in the league. They're 12. They have the best record in the entire league right now. Which is
Yeah,
kind of okay.
yeah, no,
Well,
yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that.
that's kind of
12 and 3 in
crazy.
the league, but well, yeah, because I mean, just like last year, the same thing happened
Yeah.
last year. They were
Yeah.
really, really good. Aaron Rodgers having an
Yeah.
MVP, offense rolling, but like again, defense couldn't show up. And who they end up losing to? Tom Brady, right? The
Tom
Bucks.
Brady and the
Yeah,
Buccaneers
because
just
they
got
beat the
blown.
Rams, I believe. So yeah, it's the defense with it's always defense with the Green Bay Packers. Um, when it comes to this game, the problem their defense gonna have to show up is the Vikings. They can score, man. Justin Jefferson,
Yeah.
Adam Thielen, they could put up points just as much as the Packers. So the defense for the Packers is gonna have to show up if they really want to lock the win down because
Yeah.
Vikings are injured, so they got to take advantage. They have to.
Exactly. And remember, I remember last season when they lost it, but that was a close game though. Obviously you can't really blame Aaron Rodgers for because
That
most of
was a
what's
close
been
game.
happening, most of what's been happening to Green Bay, like you can't blame Aaron Rodgers for any because he plays his game like he can't play defense as well. So that's why a lot of people like obviously he has one chip too. So that's why people aren't really like his resume like they're not really like messing with like because obviously he hasn't been able to make that push again in the Super Bowl. So, but hey, I don't know. I still don't think this year is a year. But for this matchup,
Well, if this year is not the year, there will never be another year,
yeah,
as
probably,
this is probably his last
yeah,
year. It is. It is realistically
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers. It's the last dance right now,
yeah,
basically. Him and
exactly. Big Ben, probably.
no Devontae Adams. What's his contract like? Devontae
Oh,
Adams.
oh,
I'm not sure too, but anyway, but I know Aaron Rodgers for sure. This is it for
yeah.
him.
But I really like that push that AJ Dillon's been doing because he's at
Oh
like
my God, yeah.
he's a really good.
He's
He's always been a really good
he's
run
gonna be
back.
a starting running back in this league one day.
Yeah, for sure,
One
for
day.
sure. Exactly. So for this matchup, I'm gonna go with the Vikings. Last well, I want to say the Vikings because as you said, Vikings, you never know they'll beat like a really good team and then lose to
Yeah.
a shitty team, right? And they're trying to make a playoff push. The Packers are pretty secure. They're 12-3, right?
Pretty
They're just
secure.
trying,
They're secured.
yeah,
They
they're
get the first
secure.
round bye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, um, I feel like the Vikings because the last game they played what was it? Yeah, Vikings won by 3 points.
Yeah.
Very close game, 34-1. So I think they're gonna be able to win this one again and try and make the playoffs. Maybe go 9-8 with the last two. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. But it's gonna be really close for sure, though.
Yeah. I mean, their offense is going to have to go toe to toe with the Packers. They're going to have to keep up.
Yeah,
And if the Vikings defense is better than the Packers, they can win this game for sure. For
exactly.
sure can win this game. But they are injured, like I said. So I
Yeah,
don't know. That's why I'm going to go with the Packers because they're at Lambeau. And every time you're at
exactly.
Lambeau, I'm not going to bet against the Packers.
Yeah,
So
but
that's why.
for the last matchup, I don't really want to talk about this one. I want to
Oh,
talk about
Monday
this one,
night.
but this one's gonna be tough to watch because I will be watching. I know you've been. I haven't really had time to watch me, but this one I will be watching 100%. Pittsburgh versus the Cleveland Browns.
Browns favorite under 3.5 or under 3. My God, do the Steelers look bad, Eric? Steelers offense looks terrible. They can't get anything done. Najee Harris, like the run game, they couldn't do anything. The pass, they couldn't do anything. The Browns offense also a question mark right now too. Baker Mayfield made some mistakes last game versus who they play in the Browns. Who they just play?
Green Bay.
Yeah, they just played the Packers. They could have won that game, the Browns. But Baker Mayfield made some mistakes. Steelers, they can't really do anything. This is going to be, I think I'm going to go with the Browns just because their defense should carry them to the win. I think their offense technically right now isn't playing well, but it is better than what the Steelers are mustering together. And I'm going to take the Browns defense over the Steelers defense to keep them in the game. That's the only reason the bottom dwellers of the AFC North, Eric, right now going toe to toe. So I don't whatever. But listen, it doesn't matter because once the Bengals win, they clinch the division. This is just Eric. I don't know. There's no way. I don't understand. I don't see how the Steelers can beat the Browns right here. But no, they definitely can. I'm being over. I'm over exaggerating a little, but the Steelers offense has looked like shit. And that's just the bottom line.
Okay, no, a very fair statement. I don't know. It's because in these close games, I believe in what Mike Tomlin's the play is gonna run, right? Like, but whatever's gonna.
It's not like that. It's I trust Mike Tomlin. It's like Mike Tomlin's a good coach, and you got to look at what he has in front of him.
He's not playing for
Like I'm seeing some of the plays, and it's like screen pass. It's like okay, like Najee Harris, I know is the only guy that's going to score us points, but it gets pretty obvious. Like you should have watched.
But he can't do much. He can't do much.
Shot screen pass, and then gets 2 yards and gets tackled on 3rd and 10. It was a call on 3rd and 10, and it was a screen pass where you pass and you run up and you have blockers with you, and on 3rd and 10, just 2 yards. That right there, just I was like, okay, this is the Steelers. This is them. This is who they are this year.
Okay, but all I'm gonna say is Mike Tomlin has never gone under 500.
I know,
and
it could happen.
No, it will not happen. Because don't forget, even 2 seasons ago when we didn't have Big Ben, we had Mason Rudolph. We went 8-8. There's no way we're going. There's no way we're going under 500 with this team. Come on, especially trust.
Bro. You can easily go under 500 with this team.
We won't.
7-7-1. If you lose this next game, you're 7-8-1. You're under 500.
Yeah.
And who do you face in Week 18? Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's probably gonna be healthy too by then. So
I just hope we go 1-2 in the last 2. I don't really care about making playoffs at this point.
You care about making 500 over 500 though. Yeah. You don't want Mike Tomlin to have that.
No,
it could happen too. They got to face the Browns, which I see them losing against, and then the Ravens, I could see them losing against.
But in this matchup, I'm telling you, we got this. Steelers are winning. Don't worry about it. No stress at all. But it's gonna be a really close game though. It's gonna be like come down to wire because don't forget I still hate the Browns from last year. I still hate the Browns, all the stuff. And the thing is, it's really hard to like the Steelers now. Like I don't like Chase Claypool. I don't like Juju, and I don't really like Big
Juju.
Ben.
I know you. You don't like Chase. Okay, well you don't like Ben anymore. Nobody Ben is like it's past his time. Like this is his last season.
Exactly. No, it's not. I don't like Ben, but
but he hasn't played well at all. But what's wrong with Chase?
I don't know if you saw the comment. What game was it? What's the game they was it? It was the Vikings game.
What do you say? He called someone out.
He got a catch and we didn't have a lot of time left and he made like a
oh my god,
the Selly,
yeah.
When he blamed the O line, he blamed the O line because the O line was trying to get the ball. But then and then
pretty much cost him the game. I remember
cost him the game, right? And then he blamed the O line, but like it's not like I don't know.
I don't know what he was thinking.
And I don't. The thing is, I don't know if I like that all the TikTok stuff. I don't know if I like football and TikTok going together.
So what you're saying, if you're head coach, you're banning TikTok in the locker room. TikTok sellies, get him out of here.
Hey, all I'm saying, if Mike Tomlin doesn't like it, I don't like it. That's
you don't like it. If Mike Tomlin liked it, I think twice about it. Exactly. I maybe like it, but if he doesn't like it,
everyone else I like. I don't mind Chase Claypool, I don't mind Juju, and I don't mind Big Ben, but I just want them to improve. I just want them I don't know. They just gotta get better. Like we're trying to win some games here. We're not trying to be popular. We're trying to win some
That's
games.
funny how you mentioned. I always thought about that with Sellies after in the locker room. Like Because I've seen stuff like Bengals have posted like they go live. Joe Mixon will go live in the locker
Yeah.
room, right? Everyone's selling. I always wondered if like coaches hated that. Like if coaches see that later and it's on social media, and you're like, what the fuck? If my players celebrate after a big win like that online, I'm gonna get pissed, stuff like that.
Well, it depends the game, right? It's like if it's like you like it's not
no,
you don't
but
want
some
your team to
coaches might be like, keep that shit within the locker room. Don't be going,
exactly, yeah.
showboating on the internet. I don't know.
Exactly.
I've always thought about it in the back of my head. Like if I was like, but some, I don't know. Some coach like Bill Belichick, you don't see any Patriots going live.
Yeah, you will
don't
never
see any,
and
because that's Bill Belichick. Like you see Mac Jones when he's getting interviewed before the season started, he's all happy, smiling and stuff. And now near the end, halfway when this guy's straight face, short, and
Hey, he's focused.
We play good, focus because Bill Belichick did something, brainwashed him or something, gave him the Brady effect or something.
It works.
But it's week 17. Then week 18, that's gonna be good last week, and then NFL playoff start. First round buys. Bengals are not gonna get a first round bye, so they will be playing once they clinch their division. If it's not this week, it'll be next week. But thank you for watching or listening to the Chtib Zhang show. If you've been listening on Spotify or watching here on YouTube with us, thank you so much. This has been episode 52. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, once the NHL returns back into play, there'll be more stuff going on over there. And then maybe football. Hopefully, UFC will UFC fight night. I think Qatar. Eric, January 15th
versus Given, a really good fight.
So really good UFC fight. We'll talk about it in the featherweight division. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Roll the outro.